down into everybody's life because it kind of gives permission for other people to do the same thing.
September 2025 was supposed to be just another chapter in the remarkable career of Meryl Streep. For most people, it would have been business as usual. Another film set, another awards buzz, another press cycle. But for Meryl Streep, the most decorated actress in Hollywood history, September became something entirely different. It became one of the most dramatic months of her public life. From the glamorous chaos of Milan Fashion Week and her much-anticipated return as Miranda Priestly in The Devil Wears Prada 2, to the headlines surrounding her absence from Selena Gomez's fairy tale wedding, and the deeply personal revelations about her family, September unfolded like a script no screenwriter could have dreamed up. It was fashion, fame, heartbreak, and legacy, colliding all at once. And today we're diving deep into it all. This is Meryl Streep's September shocker, Prada 2 filming chaos, family scandal, and Selena Gomez wedding snub. 19 years ago, The Devil Wears Prada exploded onto screens, cementing Meryl Streep as one of the greatest character chameleons of all time. Audiences already knew she could play tortured souls, political figures, and historic icons. But Miranda Priestly was different, cold, calculated, fierce, and somehow endlessly stylish. She became a villain you couldn't help but adore, a boss so terrifying she became the blueprint for every workplace tyrant since. And now in 2025, Meryl was back. The announcement of The Devil Wears Prada 2 had sent shockwaves across Hollywood. Could lightning strike twice? Could the magic of 2006 be captured again almost 2 decades later? Many doubted it. Sequels are risky, audiences are more critical than ever, and Meryl herself, at 76 years old, had nothing left to prove. She could have retired years ago, resting comfortably on her 3 Oscars and her 21 nominations. But Meryl Streep doesn't retreat. She reinvents. So when Milan Fashion Week transformed into a film set, the world took notice. This wasn't just a movie shoot, it was a cultural event. In a bold cinematic experiment, director David Frankel, returning from the first film, decided to merge the real world of high fashion with the fictional world of Miranda Priestly. That meant real designers, real models, real audiences, all colliding with scripted drama. Imagine it, Meryl Streep, dressed in jaw-dropping couture, walking into a live Dolce & Gabbana runway show. The audience gasped, cameras flashed, and beside her, Stanley Tucci, reprising his role as the ever-charming Nigel. For a moment, the line between the film and reality blurred, and the audience wasn't sure if they were watching a fashion show or a movie scene unfolding right before their eyes. But behind the glamour, chaos reigned. Crew members scrambled to capture perfect angles in an environment they couldn't control. Paparazzi swarmed the venue, desperate for shots. Fashion editors clutched their seats as film cameras circled the catwalk. One insider described it as the most unpredictable shoot of Streep's career. And yet, through it all, Meryl never broke. Not once. No matter how hectic the set became, she remained Miranda Priestly. Composed, commanding, effortless. At 76 years old, she reminded the world why she is, and always will be, the master of her craft. But as Milan buzzed with Prada fever, another headline was forming thousands of miles away. Hollywood was celebrating love. Selena Gomez, Meryl's co-star from Only Murders in the Building, was getting married in a fairy tale ceremony. It was a star-studded event, the kind of Hollywood wedding that becomes instant history. Taylor Swift was there, standing by her best friend's side. Martin Short and Steve Martin cracked jokes with fellow guests. It was everything you'd expect from a pop icon turned global superstar, but one person was missing: Meryl Streep. Her absence did not go unnoticed. Almost instantly, social media lit up. Where was Meryl? Why wasn't she there? Was this a snub? Fans speculated wildly. Some claimed there must have been tension between Meryl and Selena on the set of Only Murders. Others whispered about a feud. Tabloids splashed provocative headlines, framing Meryl as the cold, unfeeling diva, mirroring the very character she was embodying in Milan. The truth, however, was much simpler. Meryl's schedule was locked. Prada 2's filming in Milan wasn't flexible, and a transatlantic trip to attend the wedding was logistically impossible. She wasn't rejecting Selena. She wasn't making a statement. She was working. Still, in the world of celebrity culture, perception often matters more than reality. Some fans criticized her, saying she put work above friendship. Others defended her, pointing out that missing a wedding doesn't erase years of respect and affection. But the debate only added fuel to an already dramatic month. And as headlines swirled about Milan and Selena's wedding, an even more personal story surfaced. News broke that Meryl's daughter, actress Mamie Gummer, had filed for divorce from her second husband. For a family that fiercely guards its privacy, the announcement felt raw. Mamie had followed in her mother's footsteps, carving out a career in television and theater. But now her personal life was under the microscope. And then another story resurfaced. Meryl Streep and her husband of more than 40 years, sculptor Don Gummer, had been quietly separated for over 6 years. For decades, they had been the model Hollywood couple, raising 4 children, balancing 2 demanding careers, and avoiding the scandals that so often plague celebrity marriages. To many, theirs was a love story that had defied the odds. But time had rewritten that narrative. Meryl never addressed it. She never sat down for a tell-all interview. She never fueled the gossip. Instead, she chose silence, dignity, and work. But for fans, the reminder was bittersweet. Even legends, it turns out, are not immune to heartbreak. And that's what made September 2025 so striking. In just a few weeks, Meryl Streep embodied 2 identities. On screen, she was Miranda Priestly, the untouchable queen of fashion, commanding every room she entered. Off-screen, she was a mother watching her daughter navigate heartbreak, and a woman carrying the quiet truth of her own marital separation. It was a duality that revealed the essence of Streep herself, the performer who can slip into any role with perfection, and the human being who faces the same struggles as anyone else. So what do we make of this September? For most people, it would have been overwhelming. The chaos of filming in Milan, the scrutiny of missing a major wedding, the pain of family headlines resurfacing in the public eye. But for Meryl Streep, it was another act in a life lived under the brightest spotlight. Because here's the truth. Meryl Streep is not defined by rumors. She is not diminished by setbacks. Instead, she channels everything, joy, pain, triumph, heartbreak, into her art. That is why she has endured for nearly 5 decades. At 76, while others step away, Meryl still runs toward the challenge. Prada 2 may divide critics. Fans may gossip endlessly about friendships and family. But through it all, one truth stands firm. Meryl Streep remains Hollywood's greatest actress. No headline can change that. No scandal can erase it. Her legacy is bigger than any one month, any one controversy, any one film. But September 2025 will still be remembered as one of the most dramatic chapters of her life. A month when fashion, family, and fame collided. A month that reminded us why we can't stop watching her. And maybe that's the ultimate power of Meryl Streep. Not just that she transforms on screen, but that, even in her most human moments, she captivates the world. So now the question becomes, what comes next? Will Prada 2 live up to nearly 2 decades of anticipation? Will audiences embrace a sequel to a film that defined an era? Will the headlines about Selena and family fade, or will they linger as part of her larger story? One thing is certain. Whatever comes next, Meryl Streep will face it with the same quiet strength, the same extraordinary talent, and the same to turn even chaos into something unforgettable. Because she is Meryl Streep, and no one, absolutely no one, does it quite like her. So what do you think? Should fans forgive her for missing Selena's wedding? Will Prada 2 capture the magic of the original? And how do you see her handling the deeply personal headlines about her family? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories.